Thank you for choosing the Poor Life Decisions podcast with David Phipps. I'm David Phipps. With me, as always, is Brandon Dory, Silver Doubloons, the famous pirate. How are you doing, my dude?
I'm doing pretty good today. I'm having a good day. I had a long week.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I talked to you much about this, but I was sick all week.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost
You
five
said you had been
pounds.
gone.
Yeah,
Jesus, dude.
it was a long week. And
Have you been trying to put it back on?
no, not really. I think, I went to the gym yesterday, and trust me, none of that 5 pounds was muscle. I didn't lose any muscle, dude. No worries.
Wow. Well, yeah, so it
Uh,
sounds like a win-win, right?
Dude, kind of. I mean, shitting a lot. So there was that.
I recently went to Colorado
Uh-huh.
and we recorded a podcast there, which
Oh
I have
yeah.
yet to actually release because it's bringing me a lot of shame,
It's
making me
fine.
feel a lot of shame, which is something I haven't felt in a while. So I think that's good.
So tell me what you felt shame, why you felt shame.
Well, I couldn't tell if it was hypoxia or the amount of drinking I was doing, but also it could have been both. But I don't know. I was very intoxicated,
I agree.
and there were some points where I got very abrasive.
Who were you
I
abrasive
think
to?
mainly Michael Carroll.
You do call him the devil a lot,
Oh, he's the
but
devil.
but I don't know what did you do you remember anything specific that you said to him that you regret or that you feel bad saying? Because I think this is a good time to air it, and then if you
I
if
don't
you if,
think so.
yeah.
I did tell him to fuck off. I was doing it real screechy like. That seemed kind of mean and unnecessary because I think you were asking him a question, and
hmm
then he went to ask me the question through you, and then I just went, like it
That's
didn't seem autistic at all.
dude. I've been thinking a lot about autism lately.
Why?
Were you there the night our friend mentioned that like when somebody said raise your hand if you're autistic, and I raised my hand, and cuz like yeah, were you there that night?
Yeah, yeah, I
So
was there. I believe I saw that.
another friend was there and said brought up the fact that I don't always react in the way maybe what some people would call a neurotypical person does
Mm,
in a lot of circumstances. And I thought about that for a while,
mm,
and that is kind of true. I mean, I definitely am pretty. I tend to be pretty awkward in a lot of social situations. I tend to, I guess in a lot of ways in life, I don't follow a typical path, and in like socially, that's definitely true too.
same here.
And I think that's
Yeah,
fine. But so
I do too. You know,
so what is
how did
what
that,
so
how
what is
did that make you
autistic? So what
feel
is
though? Had the whole like autism being brought up, raising your hand to be like, I have autism.
Well, I think it's good to talk about that kind of stuff because
Oh, for sure.
it gives me insight like this is something I've been thinking about recently, and it's interesting to think about. So I think it's good that we talk about this kind of thing. Um yeah, and it's like he specifically brought up the time that I went to school for one day and then dropped out. Uh
Yeah, that was weird.
and I still think about that a lot, and I don't think I ever realized
Why?
how. Well, I mean, it's a big regret of mine. Like, I wish I would have found a way to kind of make that work. It was it was as I described that night. It was very defeating being in that experience,
Yeah.
and it was
Well,
very. Mhm.
what you had said was like you couldn't get you have some hearing issues.
Mhm.
You had like a lapel mic for the teacher,
Yeah.
and it didn't work.
Right. So it was like I was just kind of yeah, so the first class it worked for like 45 minutes or something. Even though the worst thing was this teacher must have had like a rash or something because he kept scratching his shirt, and every time
Yeah.
I would hear like this like sound like a microphone scraping up against
Yeah.
something.
Okay, so that's not even your fault.
No, so that was pretty frustrating. But then it
It
just
sounds
stopped
like
work.
that guy.
It just stopped working 45 minutes in, and like he's in front of like a class of like 100 people talking. So I don't want to be like, excuse me, professor, do you mind if we figure this shit out real quick? Like, especially on the first day, I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it
Well, I
was
mean, I
like,
would have been like, "Yo, dude, did he break it? Did he actually break it by scratching it or something like that?"
I don't think so because I got it to work again in between the classes. So I had a second class that day, and after
Mm.
that one, I got it working again. Like, I don't remember what I did. I just like opened and closed the battery compartment or something. And anyway,
Okay.
so it worked for like the first 5 or 10 minutes of the next class, and then it just stopped working. And I was just like, okay, great. This is how this is gonna be. Like, I'm fucking finally trying to figure out university, and like,
Yeah.
can't fucking hear anybody, and this technology that's supposed to be like, I often wonder if like like with hearing technology, you watch the television commercials about hearing aids, and it makes it look like you just pop it in and you're fucking great. Like
Yeah.
grandma can hear everybody now, and everybody's
Yeah.
I like my grandmother has a hearing aid, and she can still barely hear with it. I have a hearing aid.
Yeah.
I have a lot of trouble with it. I've had
Yeah.
a lot of surgeries on my ears that have actually made my hearing worse. I sometimes wonder
Fuck.
if, I mean, I know I'm just one person and it's just one experience, but I wonder if like the technology is just not there yet, maybe.
Well, yeah, especially like you had like subdermal magnets put in, right?
Yeah, that's what I have
That's
in right
like,
now, the vibrant sound
yeah,
bridge.
that's we've talked about that, I think.
Yeah.
We have. I know we have. You've said vibrant sound bridge at me many times.
It's still in my head.
um,
I didn't even want the guy to
yeah.
remove it. Like I was just like at that point I was so over it.
Yeah, dude.
Like I
Like, fuck.
I woke up from a surgery that was supposed to get a new hearing aid
Ugh.
installed and like help me hear, and then all of a sudden I'm deaf.
Well, what if he put in like a bad wire, or what if he?
Well, the
I mean,
thing
yeah,
was
there's
like,
probably a lot of recovery too.
yeah, there's because it's literally cutting
Uh,
my skull open and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So
dude. Jesus.
so I remember like it was like a few months later, or no, after the recovery period for a little while, I went in to actually get the hearing aid fitted and get it all tested. Like once the
Mm,
site had healed enough that you could put it on.
yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, let's at least see if this works,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, she pops it in, and I remember like, all right, she said, I'm gonna start turning up the volume, and instantly it sounded like wind was just blowing in my ear, and it was just like super loud,
Jesus.
and I'm like, okay, that's not, it's just like staticky. She's like, okay, let me keep
Yeah.
turning the volume up more, and like
No.
like once she turned up the volume enough, I could hear people a little bit through that ear. But like it was so much static and so much like wind that it
Yeah.
was 100% unusable. So,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Well, just give it a try for a couple of weeks and see if you like it." And I'm like, "I mean, I'll try and see if it feels any different, like every once in a while, just to see if this is like an anomaly. But like,
Yeah.
if it's like this all the time, there's no chance that this is gonna work." And that was
Dude.
it. I took it and I was like, "Okay, this sucks."
Yeah. Fuck. So what do you do? Do you not use it?
No, there's no point in using it. It literally makes things worse. I right now I just have a hearing aid that I use in my right ear. My left ear I just toast.
Jesus, dude. That might. Do you think that plays into video games at all? Like
Oh, for
not being able
sure.
to hear stuff?
Yeah, I know. Like I remember when I first started watching. Good friend of mine who's we had Disciple briefly on this podcast, didn't we?
Yeah.
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 Okay, Disciple.
For
Yeah.
a
What
minute or two, yeah.
he's a Counter Strike wizard,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I started watching
Plays
him.
plays.
Yeah, I started watching him play Counter Strike. And one time I was watching him, and he was defusing a bomb on a bomb site. And
Yeah.
he turned around, and there was a guy there. And I'm like, "How did you do that?"
Yeah.
Because like when you only hear with one ear, you don't. everything I force Windows into mono sound so that anything that would
Damn,
play
dude.
on the left ear also plays in the right. So I have no real sense of directional hearing. So like
Yeah.
that witnessing somebody do that was pretty fascinating. Ahoy, matey! We're in the middle of a podcast. You have
Oh
any
my
petty grievances?
petty grievances.
Who is this? Welcome.
Who is this?
This is
Don't-
David Phipps.
We do it on Saturday
Always-
nights now.
Kill me.
Oh, he's on one. He's on one. Welcome, Mr. Chin.
You're more than welcome to join us. What were we?
Yeah.
What were we just talking about?
Well, you were talking about how it's hard to play like Counter-Strike because you can only hear through one ear.
Right. Well, I can definitely I can't tell where like footsteps are coming from.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
an important thing in that game.
I think that's why you need to play not mono.
Well, what would stereo do?
I think
Well, I
if
guess
you
Maybe
turn
you'd feel the
slightly,
vibrations in your head, dude.
No, if you turn slightly, you can see it. You could also play like, I don't know. I think you could play like listening positions.
Yeah. That's
Explain what you mean.
Like if you can hear out of your left ear, you could play CT side. You could play pit.
he hears out of his
long,
right ear.
Long A dust 2.
Yeah, I hear it out of my
And then
right ear.
Well, then you could play like I don't know, like long A dust 2. You know where the door is, long A?
Mm-hmm.
You know how you can get that little corner? Not the blue dumpster corner, but the other corner?
The
Yeah.
door corner.
Yeah. You could-
Yeah, right up
you could
near
play
the door.
there. You could sit there, look out, I don't know, you could look towards like the CT side long A. And then you could
Towards
hear
pit.
them. You could hear them if they're in the house.
In the who's?
Or you could like occasionally turn. You could turn to go to top
Listen.
mid. And see
Why
if you
could
hear
so
if you're
I
top
don't
mid.
I don't understand why that would be any different than listening with mono. Like I know there's only
Because
one.
now you don't know which one. You don't know where they are.
That's true. That's
Wait,
true.
where
If
else
you
could
hear
they
left
be?
or right. Like if
This way you get to say you get to know where they are.
yeah, because it sounds highly directional.
If you have mono,
You're gonna hear
can
left
say-
and right in that one ear.
Plus,
and
I
you're
think like there might be some sort of weird stereo thing you could try to. It's like pseudo stereo thing you do by like turning.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you hear
Yeah.
something and then you turn, I don't know. If you hear
Probably how
something,
you do in real life, dude.
if you hear
like-
something,
You hear
it's
something
on
Towards
your
catwalk.
right. You know it's on your
Yeah.
right side. But
Right,
if
right.
you hear something now in game, you don't know where it is.
But I'm like the I guess the downside of that is if I would have heard something on my left, now I hear nothing at all.
Well, the thing with the sound, I don't know if this is how it works in game, but like in life, you can hear from both ears, and that super helps with determining where the direction it's coming from. Like if it's louder in your right ear, you still hear it in your left ear, but you know it's on your right side. You know, so
Mhm,
you'll still
mhm.
hear like faint footsteps in your left ear, and then you can turn your character, and then you'll still hear out of your left ear. And if it's louder from that direction, then you'll know that they're there. But then you just have to keep that in mind that you're rotating. You're actually like, you know, it's your ear, you know?
All right, I'll give it a try next time I play.
In any game, man, that has like directional sound. But also like if somebody's above you in Counter-Strike, I don't know that they do that so well.
Yeah, if somebody's
Games-
above you, you're just screwed. Well,
Yeah.
If somebody's above you, you know they're above you because like
They're
the
not in
map-
front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the way the map is.
In
Nice.
what was it? There was this game, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. They had the multiplayer where you were the first person mercs versus the third person spies. And the way that they did sound in that is you would hear like a little vibration symbol above your like
Mm.
crosshair, and it would be up, down, you know.
A lot
you
of
would just
games.
hear them.
A lot of games have something like that now. I think Fortnite has it where you can turn it on so that you can see sound So it like has a directional indicator for where the sound is coming from. I would love to see that in more games too.
That would be cool. Yeah. A lot of
That's
people
sort of
would
like
maybe abuse that though.
Sure.
that's sort of
Well, I
like
mean, it would be a
Call of
new system. Because everybody would have access to it.
Yeah.
That's sort of like the Call of Duty when you got hit. Don't you remember in Call of Duty when you got
That
hit?
did like a 360 like on your screen though.
Yeah, it showed you from where you got hit from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they still do that in Call of Duty.
They still do everything they used to do in Call of Duty.
Yeah,
in
not
Call
much
of
has
Duty.
changed.
Yeah, man.
No, I think that's
Dude,
yeah.
I bet that's gonna help you a lot. Like, I'm still just trying to figure out aiming for the head. Like, if somebody spooks me, I jump into the air like a cat. Like, I don't understand it. That's not very tactical.
Yeah,
But it's only in Counter-Strike that I do that. I don't get it.
Makes a big difference in Counter-Strike. Like, I still play a lot of Call of Duty, and in that game, it doesn't matter as much. Headshots like reduce the number of bullets you need to kill by a much smaller margin than in Counter-Strike. Like, you still need like 4 or 5 bullets with an assault rifle to shoot somebody in the head in Call of Duty to kill them. So,
oh yeah,
a lot of the times it's easier to aim for the more reliable center mass.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Counter Strike, I don't know. Counter Strike is a tough game. You got to aim for the head, for sure.
Yeah, unless you have the op.
Right.
Maybe
it doesn't matter.
Maybe you're an op or Davidge and you just didn't know it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure if it's because I play on such a giant television, or if I'm just bad at the game. But like, I can't. Like, I miss too many frames. I'm missing too many frames. You know, that, and I was raised on controllers, so like,
whatever.
I'm just bad at. I don't know. Some games I can snipe. It's not this one. Not Counter-Strike. I've tried. If I do like a DM after a while, you know. But no. Whatever, I'll work on it. Is that what you want to hear?
Let's try the op.
I'll try the op.
Try
I'll
and
be an
DM.
opper.
Try and DM.
Try
We can't afford you to drop a $5,000 gun in
Well, I mean, that's still gonna happen. Like, we're not gonna go through an entire like match where I don't die, especially if I'm playing with you Goombas.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, you know, I'm like a silver elite if I don't play with you. Currently, what was it? I can't remember, like gold 1 or something like that. Thanks, guys. I can't even remember. But the point is like, I'd rather play Rocket League. I really miss Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2.
I think I have that. If you want to play it for some nostalgia.
Maybe Bad Company 2. I don't know if anybody would be playing it though. Battlefield 3, like I played that on Xbox 360, so like the nostalgia is not there for me on PC. I tried to play it a few times, but it's just like I'm getting my ass kicked. Like,
oh, what game? Yeah. Oh, I've been playing Halo this week. As I mentioned, I've been sick, and so I wanted like a brain numbing single player game to play through. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man,
that's a good one.
I haven't played through Halo in a while, and fuck, those games that was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it took my mind off being sick. The first game and the second game actually have really good writing. I didn't really remember it, but like, yeah, like the like the dialogue is clever and witty, and it has good timing. The plot is cool. The environment is cool.
Voice acting.
The voice acting was really good. The third game was still good, but I felt like it was a noticeable dip in quality, and it was more like cinematic, and it was trying more to be like a movie kind
They're
of.
trying to finish the fight, you know? This is why Bungie left, they fucking left Microsoft, is because Microsoft was like, we need the game by Christmas. And they're like, stop, you're killing us. Like,
I didn't know that. That's a shame.
it is, because, like, I don't know if you, when the second one came out, I bought that on, like, my birthday that year is when it came out. And then I finished it, like, that night, and I was just like, what? That fucking sucked. Like, where's the rest of my story? Like,
oh yeah, it did kind of end on a bit of a cliffhanger with the Master Chief.
Yeah.
Anyway, that fight with the White Hammer guy, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool though.
that was very different for Halo, but like the direction that they took it with, like, did you ever play through the fourth one?
Not yet. It's on my list. I tried to play through Halo Reach, but that game is it's I would say it's even worse than Halo 3.
Oh yeah.
But I've been playing, like, the story is just like, it feels like they were trying to make like a movie out of it. There was one cutscene I was watching where they were in a big fight, and I'm like, man, I wish I was playing this. It was like a cool fight, and I was just like watching it, and I have this control, like, I have my mouse and keyboard in my hand, like I could be playing this. Let me play.
Yeah. Well, you know, they gotta force the story down your throat.
Yeah,
exposition.
Right. And like, I don't know, it's fine or whatever. And it's like, you know, I know these people work hard on these games, and I think it's super cool that like this shit ever comes together at all. Like, making a video game is impossible. So it's cool that shit ever gets done at all. But yeah, I look forward to giving Halo 4 a try and see what that's like. I have absolutely no idea. I don't think I've ever played that one, so. And then there's also Halo ODST, Orbital Drop Shock Troopers, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. That one's pretty good. The only thing I don't like about that one is that they didn't have, like, deathmatch where you played as the ODSTs against each other. Like, say it's paintball rounds or something like that if you don't want human on human. Like, but then you have the Spartans training against each other in the multiplayer. It's dumb. But like the gameplay in that was different because, like, the SMG, it was silenced and it did more damage.
Ooh.
Because, like, you were fighting against the brutes because the elites had you know, like, they broke off from the Covenant or whatever.
Yeah, that happens in Halo 2, I think.
Halo 2, Halo 3. Yeah, it's pretty thanks, Animalchin. The point is like, they actually join the humans, so they leave Earth to help fight the Covenant. So you're just like sneaking around New Mombasa with, you know, all alone as an ODST. So you have to have weapons that could kill the brutes if you hit them in the head or something like that. But that is all the cool weapons from that game are only in that game.
I like how in that universe, all of the Covenant people are like totally allegiant to their race. You know? Like all the Covenant, all the elites think the same, all the brutes think the same. Everybody who is a race, you now know how they think, you know? It just it makes it easy. Makes it easy because the brutes are the bad guys. The elites are the cool guys. The grunts are like the little goofballs. They're all the same. They have no independent individual thought. It's all a hive mind. That's why it's a good Covenant.
Well, the bugs are actual hive mind, I think.
I would posit that they all are.
I'm not gonna try to defend Halo. Like, I love the game.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not criticizing it. I think it's like a.
You should.
Dude, I'm like, all my dwarves in Dungeons and Dragons are Scottish bastards. Whatever. So like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying, it would be hypocritical of me to criticize that too much. But I just thought it was an interesting point that I just thought of. But basically, that is true. Like,
yeah.
Animal, I'm guessing you didn't partake of the Halo.
No, never.
No, this guy went PC Halo. Out of high school, I think. Were you always PC?
I started with Mario Kart 64.
There you go.
It was the first game I probably really played a lot of.
That's a good
I
one, man. We should
I
play that
remember
sometime.
I had it beat on all the difficulties. Do you remember the difficulties were like 50? There was like
Yeah,
50
the CCs.
cc, 100 cc, and 150 cc. I had
Yeah,
it
didn't they?
beat on everything, I want to say, except the third hardest, uh, the third set of tracks where they went in reverse. The mirror
Mm,
tracks.
yeah.
Do
That's
you
what I
remember
was
the
thinking.
mirror tracks? Do you
No,
remember
because I
that?
never unlocked them.
Mhm.
Okay, basically it was just a track, but it was backwards. Like you went, I think you went around it. I think maybe they weren't mirrored. I think you maybe just went around the track the opposite way.
Mhm.
And like, you do remember
Yeah.
that jungle one that you like
DK's Jungle.
if your cart
Fuck
started
that
going
map.
off the track, it would
Yeah,
throw fucking coconuts at you.
that map is AIDS.
That one and the fucking ghost one, the haunted mansion or whatever.
Yeah, it was
Those ones,
Cancel or Castle or whatever.
yeah, those ones would constantly fuck
Games
me
kind of
up.
blur together. Well, yeah, like especially with those bats or whatever that was in that map.
Weren't they like ghosts or something that like?
They had those too. I don't know that you actually like. Did they hit you at all? I don't know. The point is yeah that
Yeah, was
first of
that
all
the?
DK's Jungle was AIDS, like even when it was forwards, and
One of those
then
forwards is dope. It had that massive jump in the middle of it.
yeah.
Did you
Wait,
guys
so
have?
you can huh?
Sorry, I was gonna ask. Did you guys have a Rainbow Road in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Uh,
do it in reverse?
What?
Animalchin,
What did I do in reverse? What?
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, I beat that one in reverse.
Okay, I didn't.
Rainbow Road was the hardest because you could fall off anywhere.
That's very true.
Could you?
And on the Super Nintendo one, you could. I never played the N64 one.
Yeah. I played the Super Nintendo one on when it was on Game Boy
No,
Advance.
there was I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there was like a border around it.
Oh, that
There
that must have been
might have been.
There was on N64, yeah.
that was rough on
Yeah.
the SNES. That one broke me. I don't think I ever beat it.
Even in Mario Kart 8, that map's kind of like,
There's
eh.
definitely ways you could fall off because there's like a shortcut where you'd uh
Jump like half the map.
you'd jump you'd jump off one side of the map and land on like farther down the map
Nice.
and like
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I don't think I was ever able to do that. I was never able to do really like any of the cool shortcuts, like the broken ones.
Yeah, I always missed that Rainbow Road one. Yeah, but every now and again I'd hit it, and then my brother would start getting upset about it, or then he started hitting it. Whatever. Mario Kart 64. I had that game, but then I got Smash Brothers, and then had GoldenEye. So it's like
Smash
lots of cool
Brothers.
games on there.
Smash
Yeah,
Brothers
dude.
was dope when it was about four friends who don't know anything about fighting games, just smashing buttons and fucking blowing each other up. That was the good times for Smash.
It was. I really liked the GameCube one.
I never played
Melee.
it.
Yeah, I went with. I should have gone with anything other than GameCube.
GameCube had some cool stuff on there, didn't it?
It did. It did. It really did. Lots of cool games, but I just wish I had gone with like, what was it? Like the PS3 or no, I went Xbox, I think. Yeah. Went hard into Xbox for a bit. Should have just went PC,
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
Probably
it is.
the biggest influence in gaming had on me was the Fallout games. Those
You've told
games,
me.
yeah, they were like, they were so adult themed, and like it was like my peek into this world that I had never imagined before, and it was such like a cool immersive world, and there was all these cool characters in it, and it was just such a wild world to be a part of. And it always felt like it was like the most immersive game I had ever played. Like I would get pulled into it, I would
Yeah.
pretend to be my character.
Mhm.
That game always left a big impact on me.
Dude, you
PCB.
RP.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. PC games, man. That they had all that good stuff.
Yeah, I
That
just got into them. I was poor. And my
that
mom was like, "Oh, we're getting a Nintendo."
the original Nintendo?
We had that. Yeah, we had that one.
Dude, we had an original Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, dude.
Tetris, baby.
Oh, love
I don't know how
Tetris.
everybody fucking figured it out, but the way to make the games work is you have to blow in the cartridge.
Which actually breaks them.
Yeah, which actually breaks them.
It did work though.
Yeah,
It was so janky. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Like now games just work, you know?
Do they?
And,
Do they?
It's-
Do they?
yeah, that's the games that you've made. Or like Uno, Pizza
Dude,
Uno.
every
Uno.
every AAA game that comes out now has a day one patch and serious issues.
Day
Yeah.
one patch, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Most games do.
Yeah, like every AAA game, because they literally go gold with bugs in them, and then the developers still have time to fix them between the time it goes gold and when the game actually comes out.
but like, I don't know. Okay, well, whatever. I'm just saying.
What do you say?
These games literally didn't turn on.
No, for sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
But generally,
Well, I mean, they were
once
like
once you
coming
got
over
them,
on ships from Japan. I bet.
like once you got them working, the games worked.
Oh yeah,
You couldn't ship a game with like game breaking bugs.
that's very true. And if you did, you ended up in a landfill.
That game specifically was just really bad, I think.
Yeah. E.T. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a pretty classic story, though, that they couldn't even give them away, and the most economic way to deal with them
Yeah.
was to bury them in a landfill.
What?
Or they said to this day.
Yeah.
E.T. on the Atari. I don't know which one.
I want to say
2600.
2600. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was this. It was it's often as credited as the game that caused the video game collapse, where the market started going really, really down for video games. There was like way too many units produced, and they thought it was going to be a huge seller, and like nobody bought it.
Dope.
It
What a
was
bunch
like-
of geniuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I wonder how much that actually stunted the growth of the industry. Well, it crashed it, didn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But then
Thank
Nintendo
God
would
for
make
the
a
Japanese.
yeah, Nintendo would make a
Oh, no.
huge introduction into the market soon after that, and then bam, shit's rolling again.
Once we whipped them into shape after World War II, they really fixed it. They figured it out.
Right.
Simulated Goomba stomping.
World War II happened in between the Atari 2600 and the NES. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
time.
it did. That's how I recall it.
Yeah.
I lived it.
I was there.
I was there. I'm actually an immortal vampire. I've always looked like this.
Whoa. There's a good movie about that. The Man from the Earth. About a guy who claims to be 10,000 years old and just has a conversation with people. And one of them is like a fundamentalist Christian. One of them is like an anthropologist. Another one's anyway. They all have like interesting reasons to be interested in his story, and it was a good movie.
Was it like a documentary that some guy made, or was it like just a?
It was
the
like
guy
it
was
was a
actually
narrative.
10,000-year-old.
It was just a fiction movie. But like the whole
Okay.
movie takes place
Sounds
inside
interesting.
of a living room where he's just having a conversation with people, and that's the whole movie.
Hmm. Sounds interesting. I
I
like
really enjoyed
those
it.
like one room or like what do you call it? One set movies.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen any that I like, but this one sounds interesting.
I like them. I haven't seen any that I like, but I like them.
That's the thing about me is like I like bad things
Hey.
in every sense of the word, you know? Um, bad movies. When we do our movie nights sometimes we watch like I don't know, not always bad movies, but like what was that? The Existence we watched with Jude Law?
I don't think
Did
I was
you
there that
did,
night.
okay, I think it was a pick, but like
Okay.
Jude Law and I can't remember her name, Rachel Lee Cook or something like that. She develops this video game system where you get a bioport installed in your spine,
Mm-hmm.
like right at the base of your spine.
Nice.
And it looks like a little butthole, right?
Nice.
And there's a scene in the movie where Jude Law is tonguing, is it Jennifer Jason Lee? I can't remember her name, but he's tonguing her porthole, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he's just like, "It's just what my character in the game would do, baby."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
What
was
a
a bad
line.
movie. Yeah. Well, I
Wow.
don't know if that was but it was like,
You know
I
some
might have
creep
been
wrote that.
paraphrasing.
Dude.
Dude, and Jude Law's just like, okay, sure, I'll do that. I want to be a movie star.
Nice. Dude.
Dude, that movie's great. Existence. It's spelled funny. I couldn't tell you how it's spelled. And like the the controller that you plug into your spine,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's like all fleshy and like it has an umbilical cord that actually the bioport plugs into you. And then like you have to touch it and like you tweak like a nipple and it goes it moves on its own.
Sounds awful.
Like yeah, no, it's like I want to describe it like body horror. It's like dude, Willem Dafoe's in it. Like
All-star cast.
it's just a weird movie. It's like they make guns out of like teeth parts and like it shoots teeth. Like it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, dude.
Sounds like the Cronenberg episode of Rick and Morty.
It's very Cronenbergian. I was trying to figure out the word for it, and there it is. I was like, it's not Dickensian. It's not a Cthulhu. What was that guy's name?
The Cthulhu guy? Oh, Lovecraft.
Lovecraftian. It wasn't like Geiger, the guy who did like the alien designs.
He had a lot of buttholes.
And wieners and stuff.
Those alien aperture buttholes that you see in science fiction, that's Geiger. He's the first to do
Yeah.
alien buttholes.
He loves alien butthole, dude. Geiger. What a guy. Isn't he? Is it German? Auf Deutschland?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I bet. But yeah, dude. Cronenbergian. That's what that movie was like. And Jude Law is tonguing a porthole. Fucking weird movie. But, bad stuff. I like that. Especially one room or one set drama pieces. They always do really well at the film festivals. What are you looking there? What are you looking up?
I was looking for information
Oh yeah?
on this Geiger man. I can't seem to find it. Maybe I'm not
H.R.
scrolling.
Geiger?
Yeah.
H.R. Geiger?
No, this is it. This is it. For some reason,
What are you looking up?
For some reason, I thought he was older than this, but he was born in 1940.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought he was like Anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, sorry, I went down that hole a little
Oh
bit.
no, that's cool, man. 1940?
Yeah. That's cool.
So
What a time to be alive.
90? Was he 91?
Right now? Well, we live in 2011. So 1940 plus 60 would be 2000 plus 11, so it would be 71. That's how I do math. Wait.
Good math.
What? Are we in 20? We're
Dude,
in 2021.
I
We're in
extra-
2021.
Yeah.
We're at 2011, 2021. So 60 plus 21 is 81.
81. I was still off.
What did
I'm
you
glad
say?
you checked. I think I said 91. I couldn't honestly.
But if you took a graph of our two answers and found the average of it,
Why the fuck would you need a graph for that?
To be accurate, you know?
Why not just take the average of the two answers?
We made two scientific guesses and we came to, a mean conclusion.
right? We did it.
You see on this pie chart, none of your answers overlap with the correct answer.
Math was never my strong suit.
I liked math. I was
doing
pretty good at
nothing.
math.
I like doing nothing.
You probably thought you were good at math.
I never even said I was good at math. I said I liked math.
You said you were pretty good at math. You just
well,
said it.
Yeah, okay. I was pretty good at math. I also did like I did do 3-dimensional math for computer games and stuff too. I did know the math.
Right on, man.
Math.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either.
I don't know, math with just the shit that I would do in college is just no thank you.
I really liked the subjects that had hard answers. That's what I liked about them. I liked knowing that as long as the most important thing was getting the right answer. Whereas in subjective classes like English or anything you had to do essays for, I always felt like if a teacher wanted to, they could just fuck you, if the teacher didn't like you, they could just be I didn't like this and here's why, and you could always find a reason something was bad.
Yeah, but most of the time, I don't know, a lot of times the professors aren't, maybe they are grading them. I don't know. A lot of the times a TA would grade this stuff.
Stories I hear from Silver here seem to beg to differ.
Well, I'm talking about this was back in high school.
Yeah. Well done there too, man.
There was never ever a teacher's assistant in any of my classes in high school. Nothing like that.
I never assumed there was. I'll have you know. I was a good lad in high school. Even when I got in trouble, it was just kind of like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I had that. I remember I got hauled to the principal's office one time for playing poker in the cafeteria. We used to do
Kids
a lot.
did that all the time.
We used to play. Yeah. We used to. Everybody would buy a bag of Skittles, and then we would play one Skittle, 2 Skittle, and those were the stakes. We would also play for money a lot.
Maybe that's why.
I remember coming home.
Skittles that everybody else touched.
Well, this was pre-COVID, mind you.
Pre-COVID.
It's also
when children could do the things they wanted.
Isn't it also kind of good to get other people's bugs and stuff? Doesn't that help build up your immune system? I've heard that.
Unless it's
a little.
Yeah. Well, obviously if it's not COVID.
Well, this was pre-COVID.
This is 20 some years ago, so relax.
High school, 20 some years ago. You fucking boomer.
A little less than 20 years ago.
Oh, dude. 2007 is when we graduated Animalchin. That's coming up. It's coming up. You and I are going to be the new boomers.
Dude, we
Silver
should.
too.
I was saying the other night.
Us.
I think we should play. We should have a poker game tonight. Have a little tournament. I'll put $5 on the line. That'd be fun.
I don't gamble.
I don't gamble either. But
Where would we even play it?
I'm sure there's an app.
Stars?
We could do it on Stars. There's an app my brother uses to play with poker with people. But I'd definitely rather do it on a PC based thing. Yeah, we can figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to. People keep trying to teach me how to play it, and I'm like, oh yeah, the cards, the 2, 3 of a kind. Yeah,
Yeah,
checks out.
I mean the hand rankings are easy. The complex thing is the math and, understanding.
That thing that we both just did wrong.
Dude, the poker math, like, oh man, I used to do man, I loved the poker math too. I did by hand sometimes the what was it called? The independent chip model math. Do you remember this, Animalchin?
ICM?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know the ICM math.
Yeah, I used to do that by hand because I wanted to understand how it worked. And that stuff was tough math. But yeah, then there was programs that started coming out that would do it for you. But you weren't allowed to run them while PokerStars was running. And PokerStars gets a list of all your processes that you have running because they need to be careful of like people running bots and stuff like that. It's still, I mean, I still don't really like that they have access to them. But anyway, whatever. That's not the point. But yeah, that shit was important. Important enough that they wouldn't let you run that software. Yeah.
See, every game in the world that you play, somebody's cheating. Somebody is cheating.
Does any of us cheat when we play games together? Like we play Uno.
I try not to.
Do you think anybody watches your stream? The stream watching. Do you think anybody's doing that?
Oh no! How many of you watch my stream while I stream it? We play Pizzuno.
I did briefly, and then I immediately closed it. I only did it like I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention.
So it wasn't you. Was it Animalchin? Were you cheating, Chinel-chan?
Why the hell would I look at your stream?
I don't. I think your premise is false. I don't think that there's always a cheater in any game. I don't think that's true.
I hope not.
If like it's certainly a bad way to think. Because it's gonna make you, yeah, or it's gonna make you like look for that kind of thing more.
Yeah, I'm constantly looking for that.
Well, but I mean, like, even in situations where you can trust people, or you maybe, I don't know.
Who said anything about trusting anybody?
I don't know. Like, it would be nice if you could play a game like that with people that you could trust. I think that's what makes poker great. Is like when you can find a group of people that you can trust enough to do that kind of thing.
Who said anything about trusting anybody?
I'm just saying.
Man,
I have to trust
let me tell you.
Go for it.
If there's one thing people are good at, it's taking my money away from me. Be it by stealing parts out of my car or any other list of things that could happen, Like, man, I don't gamble with my money. I've gambled with Michael Carroll's money before. That was weird. Because, like, we went to California, and we went to some casino. I actually have a chip. Well, that's not from the same one. But anyways, we started playing blackjack. I've told this before. Yeah. But, like, I just kept winning. Mm-hmm. Like, some guy came out of the back and, like, all black suit and, like, shuffled the deck. And then it, like, stood at the edge of the table for the rest of the time that we were there. It made me incredibly nervous. I don't know why he came, like, I don't know, you just start winning and then you notice that the entire room's paying attention to you.
How much did you win? Didn't you tell me once it was only like another like, 20 or 40
Yeah, it was only like $45. But
trust me, nobody's paying attention to anybody that's winning $40.
Dude, like some guy just like comes out of nowhere, is just like shuffling the deck and then just stands at the edge of the table.
It's
Like
probably
you've
a
been there
standard.
for like 5 minutes.
It's probably a standard procedure that they have people like because it's probably to give the dealers a break because you have to worry about repetitive strain injuries with dealers. So maybe it's just a time for to give the dealer a break and somebody else comes and riffles the deck.
Well, they had like an auto shuffler.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
then
like
I don't know. Yeah.
he came out, he opened the top of it, he took out a deck of cards from the middle,
Mm-hmm.
shifted it to the back, and then shut it, and then stood at the corner of the table, and then didn't move.
I don't know.
He just sat there and watched me play.
I'm sure it's just some procedure, and there's probably just a pit boss. Maybe I don't know. There's probably just.
I don't know what the fuck it was.
I mean, that's
That's
kind of
why I
their
don't
job to
gamble.
keep an eye on things. So he's probably just, it's probably just a
He's just-
coincidence. He's probably just
Well,
keeping an
yeah,
eye on
like-
different tables.
You barely start like playing a game, and yeah, you keep winning every hand, but it's like it's fucking blackjack. Do you hit or stay? It's all odds. Like you get a fucking 10 fucking hit. Like
Yeah, I think you're overthinking it. I don't think he was there because you were winning. It was probably just a coincidence.
Whatever.
I don't think a pit boss cares that you won $40 back. I'm sorry, that's a little bit self-important.
I was wearing sunglasses.
That's probably
it
what
was
it
like
was.
Yeah, and it was like 10 at night, and I was high as it was California.
That's probably what it was, dude. Well, actually, I've had a similar experience. Somebody who was clearly on coke one time came and sit at a poker table for me. He was just like
Sure.
He was just like jittery and like super excited. And he was
jittery.
like, "Woo, let's get down to playing, boys!" It was like that kind of guy. And so I was, it was clear as day that he was on something excited, and like somebody was standing behind him, and I think it was casino security because they knew like he was probably a loose cannon. And the funny thing was, the guy next to him on his left got up and left, presumably because he was so uncomfortable. And I was instantly like, "Dealer, I want a seat change over there because I want to be directly on that guy's left." So I went over and sat right next to him, and I introduced myself, and I was talking to him for a while. He seemed like a nice guy or whatever. And yeah, I ended up making up some money off him because he was just playing total loose cannon. So I just got right on his left and exploited him every opportunity I had. It was great.
Jesus. It does sound nice, let me tell you.
Dude, it's like, yeah, it's a way, you
want people.
Well, I mean, like, at the end of the day, if you're gonna walk into a poker game high as a kite, put your money down, like you've consented to lose that money at that point. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm not your, I'm not there to be your guardian.
No.
To be fair, because I understand the sentiment that's coming from, and I am somebody who, if I see somebody who I think has a problem with gambling, I will talk to them about that kind of thing. Like, I don't like taking money from people who probably shouldn't be there gambling it. At the end of the day, everybody is, welcome to make their own mistakes and do whatever they want. I never like tell somebody that they can't do that. But I have definitely had that conversation with people, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see somebody go broke or worse, from a poker game. So
yeah, no, I don't want.
Yeah, I just wanted to make
gamble.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But okay. I get the allure of it. I mean, I name my like I'm Doc Hollandaise. That's my tag or whatever. Like I get the all he did was gamble. It's like how he made his living and hung out with Wyatt Earp. So like I get the allure of it. Like it seems like a pretty badass lifestyle, and you can still do that today. You can make a living off poker and just travel wherever poker is.
Yeah, hate your fucking life.
Yeah, I also hear that from people who play poker for, professional living.
Well, I'm sure. Are you talking about me in particular?
No, I don't think I've ever heard you say that
everybody...
you hate it.
Poker, the old phrase is poker is the hard way to make an easy living, and that's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's very stressful. There's not a whole lot of jobs where you go to work and sometimes you come home with less money than you went to your job with. That's not a good feeling,
No.
And if you have if you say it's not a good feeling, like you probably shouldn't be doing it because like I've heard like people that lose like thousands of dollars like on poker
Mm.
like just feel nothing.
Yeah, the way you have to think about it, and the way I trained myself at the time was, it doesn't, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter where the money goes. That's not what's important. What's important is playing well given every opportunity that you have. So making the right decisions, that's how you judge your efficacy in any given poker session. Did I make the right decisions? Not did I make money? Because if you judge yourself based on whether or not you made money, obviously you're going to be leaving, frustrated and upset. But if you judge your performance based on did I play well, and sometimes even if you played 100% perfectly, you would still walk away down money because sometimes the cards just don't go your way.
Yeah.
So you have to be happy with that. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that's very hard.
Yeah. This is why I don't gamble.
So you can tell yourself 100 times over, I played perfectly, I did everything right. And then you walk home with like an empty pocket that used to have a lot of money in it, and it's sometimes it doesn't comfort you.
You just pull up your Skolansky dollar graph and then take
Yeah.
solace in that.
And it's like in the long
run, Skolansky dollar graph.
There's a guy, David Skolansky.
Was it David or Matt?
There might have been two brothers.
Yeah, well, I think Matt Skolansky is the one who did the Skolansky dollars, is what I'm saying.
He had like a calculation to figure out like how much money you should, quote unquote, should have made. Like if you play the hand like thousands of times over, like on average you're going to make this amount of much money,
And it was based on like when the money went in, that's when the equity was calculated. So if you were like an 80% favorite when you went in, you should get like, and in the long run, you would get 80% of the pot's value.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the thing about it is that a lot of people don't really get is that like if you win as an 80% favorite, you actually have more money than you have Skolansky dollars.
Right, because you shouldn't get 100% of the pot. You should, in the long run, you should get 80% of it. You actually did better than you should have.
It was like a roundabout way to figure out how quote unquote lucky you were,
Cool. And I've always wanted to figure that out, actually.
My
poker, well, you can play a million hands of poker and find out.
My Skolansky graph
Gee whiz.
diverged pretty hard from my regular graph.
Wait, there's a regular graph?
Yeah, the regular graph was just how much money you won and lost.
Animal saying he was very unlucky at poker, which everyone says, by the way.
I mean, it did diverge. So like,
use the stats. Yeah, the stats.
100,000 hands, I was down. Over 100,000 hands, I was down money versus Skolansky. I think most of it was because I ran sort of poor at a 50-cent shot that I took. Or maybe it was 25 cent. Yeah, I never played 50. Like a 20 25 cent. Do
you still have your old databases?
I might actually have it on my old computer if I were to access it.
That'd be cool. I lost all mine, and I wish I still had them.
I don't know what I'd do with it.
Just look at it for curiosity's sake. Nostalgia.
Try to find how lucky you are.
Yeah, find your biggest hand ever. See if you remember it.
I remember, like, I know my biggest days ever were like plus minus $50.
Nice.
Hell yeah, brother.
But that's back when my rent was like, I don't know, $500 or something.
I remember. I think one of my best days ever, or maybe my best day ever online, was one Sunday. I just decided to do a bunch of multi-table tournaments. It's just like a, just like an experiment to try a different format of poker and see how I liked it. And I ended up going like super deep in some $10 tournament on Full Tilt, and I ended up making $1,000. And that was like one of my best days ever. And it was just like supposed to be a day where I had fun and just saw how I liked multi-table tournaments.
Dude, I told you about I remember those like
Nice.
I think they had 10,000 people in them. Those free rolls on stars.
Oh yeah, dude. And they were like you'd go into another free roll for like 5 cents or something if you won.
I fucking the free roll on stars. I final tabled one of those. It was like final
nice.
2 tabled or whatever.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
I won nothing. But man,
but the prestige of it all.
I remember like playing and like halfway through, I'm like, I'm bored as fuck. I'm just gonna go all in. And I won like a 20-80 or a 30-70, and I like, well, I better just stay in.
Like Pizzuno last night.
You want to talk about a rough fucking bubble, dude?
Oh damn.
The final table bubble of like the 10,000 person free roll, like.
Jeez, people were taking it seriously at that point.
About the only time that anybody took it seriously, I think. Like, all ins every other hand on those things, like, you know.
Dude, free rolls, man. And wasn't it literally like you didn't even win anything if you did win? Didn't you like get an entry in another free roll where you could win a very small amount of money or something?
I thought you got entry into in like another tournament or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was something like that's why like
Not
the
that I
bubble
know.
was like so rough because it was all the same prize money essentially, or same prize. But I remember, I don't even know if I played it. I might have. I remember I was in high school, I think, and hey, I might have not been 18.
I started before I was 18 too.
Well, can't you start in 16 there?
No.
Dang. No?
But,
okay.
I think like the tournament that I had to play in was when I had to work. I didn't realize you could unregister it and register a different tournament, you know?
Ooh. Did they ban you from participating ever again?
They didn't ban me. And I cashed out on that account. So maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was 18.
I remember I started playing on my brother's account. For tax purposes,
I hope so. What's that?
I started playing on my brother's account because he was a few years older than me. Dude, good thing too.
Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We used to play, oh man, when we first started playing poker, we would play in, I can't remember if I was living with Justin at that point, or I think I was. We had an apartment together, and we had a kitchen with a table in it, and we would play. Everybody gets 40 chips. The blinds start at 1 and 2, and the blinds go up every time somebody goes out. And they were $5 or $10 games, and I won so many of those because I was the only person who ever folded. that was all I really did different. And I was like, hey,
for a life of double or nothings.
I'm on to something here, I feel like. And then I started, playing online. I started learning. I started reading 2+2 a lot. I read David Harrington's books. They taught me a lot about poker. Yeah, dude, that guy, he's got a really good writing style. They were good books. Yeah, I learned a lot from that, and he's the inventor of the squeeze play, which I love. One of my favorite plays.
The inventor of the squeeze play.
He coined it. He coined it.
As a student of psychology, coining it is just as good as delting it, you know?
Yeah. The squeeze play is when somebody raises and then somebody else calls, and then you, with a mediocre hand, re-raise, and the thought process is, usually if the first person raised, you'd need a pretty good hand to call. So the first, but you don't always need a good hand to be the first raiser. So oftentimes what would happen is the first raiser would fold because he knows he's still got somebody behind him who probably has a good hand and he might re-raise. And then the second person will probably fold because generally they only had a good enough hand to call a single raise, which usually means they don't have a good enough, like a really good hand. So if somebody else is re-raising, they probably have something better. And so that was just like a play he would make all the time. And he coined it, and yeah, it's a great move.
Yeah, well, I invented the cold 3-bet from blinds.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, this
I
guy's
can't
coining
remember. I
terms.
think it was like if you're in the small blind and you raise, and the big blind re-raises you, you just fucking shove with anything.
If you're in the big blind and the small blind raises you, you just shove
If you're in
within.
the small blind,
Yeah.
raise. You
Mhm.
raise, and if the big blind re-raises you, you shovel.
What if even if you're like 100 big blinds deep?
Maybe not completely shovel, but you place a large bet.
You 4-bet.
Yeah, the cold 4-bet. Fine, it was a 4-bet.
I'm all in.
I like it.
Yeah,
what do you?
remember.
I raise.
Remember if I did it from the small blind or from the button, but
I go all in again.
Either one can make sense, I suppose, because you're expecting to get 3-bet. So certain people will 3-bet you light in those circumstances for sure. But you have to know who you're up against in that circumstance, because there's some people who will not 3-bet you light in that kind of situation.
I'll 3-bet the hell out of you.
What's that?
It might have been a really bad play.
Well, I'm just saying. I do think it's a good play, but I think you'd have to do it against certain players.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I played the Double or Nothings, I played so many of them that I couldn't keep really effective notes, except there was like regulars. And eventually I had like a color system worked out where it was like red was really bad, green was really good, and like there was a few other specific ones where like if there was somebody who I thought was good but they pretended to be bad sometimes, I had a certain color for them. There's a couple others, but
There's people that are good but pretend to be bad sometimes.
So in Double or Nothings, yes, and this is a very like meta-y thing, but especially towards the later end of the game when they know that just being in the game is extremely high equity. Sometimes they will make really, really tight like pushes where somebody could call them if they wanted to, like knowing that they have more chips and like might give them another opportunity to knock somebody out. And those plays are generally very bad, but some people will make them just because they know that their opponents may be a little too hesitant to call, because they're just interested in getting in the money. And so sometimes people would fold like aces in that kind of circumstance. And in general, I wouldn't, because I wanted to let people know, especially that like those types of people who are playing bad once in a while, I wanted them to let them know that they couldn't push me around in those circumstances, especially if we were going to be playing a lot together. Does that make sense?
I guess.
Why do you just guess?
The only thing I knew about Double or Nothings was, either you
double your money or you get nothing.
Double your money or you get nothing.
So, dude, I had a 4%. Do you remember VPIP?
Yes.
I had a 4% VPIP in the first level of Double or Nothing. The best play was almost always to not play.
Yeah.
Basically,
that's what I find.
For people out there who are watching who are like, what the fuck is VPIP? I think it stood for voluntarily put money in pot. And there was like there was like a dollar sign in there. It's like VP $IP. So it's the percent of the time that you voluntarily put money in the pot pre-flop. So if you like checked your big blind, it wasn't voluntary. But if you called or raised or anything pre-flop, yeah. So
I'm post-flop.
in a typical 10-handed game, that would be, you know, it actually wouldn't be a whole lot higher than that. It might be as high as like 15% in a typical 10-handed game. Anything higher than that would probably be pretty loose. But yeah, 4%, baby.
Wait, is 4% good?
4% is just extremely low. So my strategy was to basically the thing about Double or Nothings is like it didn't matter how many chips you had when the game ended. You just had to eliminate 5 people and then the tournament ended. So what that meant was just being in the tournament has a very large amount of value regardless of the number of chips you have. So you wanted to avoid circumstances that could eliminate you from the tournament, even if you are a large favorite. Like even if somebody turned over their hand and you knew you were like a 70% favorite on the first hand, you probably shouldn't go all in with them because all you're doing is increasing the number of chips you have, which isn't exactly what's important. It's better to have more chips, but the number one most important thing is just being in the tournament. That provides more value than in other formats. So it was just all about staying alive.
Ain't that what it's all about?
Sort of. But in other tournaments, you're also trying to most poker. You're trying to win more chips. But in this, the chips had less value than they're like. It's a weird way to think about it, but that's basically how the Double or Nothings work. And then they stopped providing them because a lot of people said that they were ripe for collusion, which is true. I hadn't experienced it a whole lot. And I was I was making a good ROI without colluding with anyone, you know. But I can see, I understand why they decided to go against that.
Also, you'd write a bot that plays them. They just fold the first 5 blind levels, and then they make double the money.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely. I don't think you could write a bot that would. I don't know. I don't feel like I would have the know-how right now to write a bot that would have a positive ROI in those. I think it's more complicated than that. But it would be doing those ICM calculations every chance it got.
And you guys say there's not always somebody cheating.
I'm just saying, like, if I were to write a poker bot, which I would never do, ever, it wouldn't.
Sure, whatever.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. I think I would either need to learn a lot more than I know right now, or it would be impossible.
Maybe you could get Tyler Davis to do it.
You think?
Does he play poker? I bet that'd get him interested in coding.
I don't think he plays poker as far as I know. I've never talked to him about it. It'd be weird if I never talked to him about it.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't play poker or gamble or code. You know, to be honest, I don't think I do anything.
You're a IT support technician magician. You know a lot about computers.
Dude, I don't think you have to know a lot about computers to be an IT support guy.
You just got to know how to restart the computer.
But you can go above and beyond for people.
Yeah, you can. We talked about this a little bit off the stream, but the other day I had, at my new job, I had my first, I don't know what to call it, but there was this lady, she called in, and, like, I said my name. I was like, this is Davidge, and she's like, who this? I'm like, this is, yeah, like, she's like, this is Davidge, or I was like, this is Davidge. I'm with the service desk. She's like, uh-huh. Well, my computer ain't working. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And it was something that could be fixed by restarting the computer.
Sure.
Yeah, so I restarted her computer. And that took 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes because she had to, like, message her supervisor or something like that. But she did it, and then I finished the incident, and then the rest of the call took like 10 to 15 minutes, and it was just us being like, ha 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 ha, ha, you know. And out of nowhere, she's just like, I'm 62. I ain't never been married. I ain't got no kids. I ain't trying to take no time off. I'm like, cool. You know, me either. Like,
Did you make a friend?
and then, do I want to make friends at work?
No.
I don't want to make friends ever. Like, well, here's the thing, because friends want things from you.
I
They
think
want your time.
know that you're too poor to have things.
Your time. They want your time. They want your life force. You know.
Do you feel like
They want your company.
are we stealing your life force right now? Is that what we're doing?
I let you guys take my life force because it's enjoyable to give. You know.
So how do
anyways-
you? But if you never meet any new people or make any new friends, you'll never know if you can meet other people who make you enjoy that.
I've met a lot of people. All I've done is work in customer service,
Mhm.
and
Not really a great way to meet people, by the way.
whatever. You meet plenty of people in customer
Sure,
service.
you meet them in the sense that you talk to them for 5 or 10 minutes
Yes.
about
Like,
a problem that they have. It's not meeting.
Exactly.
Do you really think that's the same as meeting someone?
You don't think that talking to somebody over the phone is the same as meting them?
I don't think you're getting
not
to,
able to touch them or see them.
I don't think you're getting to know anybody. You're basically I think like
I'm 62. I ain't never been married.
Sure, but that's far from the norm. That's far from the norm, and it's not like you exchange phone numbers or something. So it's not like you have an opportunity to follow up with this person.
Well, here's the thing. They have my name.
Uh-huh.
And at work, all you got to do is type that name into your messenger service,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can talk to that person.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes go by after that call with that person. I get a message. Hey, Davidge, can you call me? And I'm like on my third call past her call, so I'm like, I didn't even answer.
Mm-hmm.
Another 10 minutes goes by, and the system's down at this point. So like, I've taken like, a significant amount of calls in between talking to her and now being on this call. Somebody I've never met within the company starts messaging me, hey, I have this person on the line. They want to talk to you. Can I transfer them to you?
Mm-hmm.
Again, didn't answer because I'm on another call.
Sure.
Okay. I'm sitting there. Nothing's happening because the system's back up. It's great. I'm sitting there like, whoo, I get another message like, Davidge, can you please call me? And it's just like, if this problem is as bad as the first problem that you had, I don't think you need to talk to me. You could probably talk to anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll gladly restart your computer or get you sent up to another department that will fix your problem faster than any of us can. Instead, I got to ignore this poor 62-old, lady's text message.
No, yeah, I think this
and her
is
problem goes unsolved.
I think this is a failing on the original agent who actually messaged you and pandered to this woman. Like he should have He should have tried to be like, listen, I'm here to help. I don't know that I can get in touch with my colleague. We're all, we're all taking calls. What can I help you with? I think that's the thing to do in that situation. It avoids the whole thing.
Dude, this lady's 62. She might retire soon. So like, maybe.
So only I can help her.
Yeah.
Because I took the extra 10 to 15 minutes, and I had to make up for that extra 10 to 15 minutes. I took those extra calls. I got to make my quota.
Yeah.
And every job will tell you you don't have to worry about quota, but it's like, fuck you. You're like, don't outsource me to India again, you fucks. You shouldn't speak ill of your employer. Sorry. I don't mean to call them fucks.
Okay. Anyways, yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
Anyways. What else is
What-
new?
I was thinking about poor life decisions. Hey, do you think that you're not going back for a second day of college was a poor life decision?
Sure, yeah. Should have probably stuck with it and tried to figure it out.
Hey, dude, figure it out.
I regretted going. I regret going, you know?
Yeah, I would have liked to take that a little more seriously and try a little harder at it.
Wish I wouldn't have taken it seriously at all. I'd have a lot more money, let me tell you. Fuck.
No, you wouldn't.
Fuck you. Telling you, man.
Student loans.
Would have hammered away. Yeah. Like if you want to go back, make sure it's for something you actually enjoy. Something you wouldn't mind doing as a career. That's my fucking advice. Or
It's a
something you
shame.
don't mind doing.
It's a shame you can't just go to college to be smarter or university or whatever, you know? Like that's
You
not
can.
but it's definitely not an economic option.
It doesn't pay. Yeah, it doesn't pay a lot.
No, I hear it costs money. Fuck.
It's a shame that we gatekeep knowledge by money.
I mean, Google's working on that.
Yeah, I'm interested in online learning. I think that's
It works for some people.
yeah. Why not me?
I mean, it can.
Yeah.
As a literate person, I hate reading. Makes me real tired.
Sure, you can listen to a lot. There's a lot of video and audio content out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, like, and now pretty soon you're gonna be able to listen to any text you want, read by anybody you want. Adobe is working on this software that can basically take somebody's voice and like listen to like however many hours of it, and then basically they can read anything in that person's voice.
So they can deep fake voices now, huh?
100%.
They do all those like Barack Obama reads Biggie Smalls lyrics.
Right. Yes, there's all sorts of that kind of stuff out there.
So I could not even exist.
Yes,
I could just be like a construct.
That is possible. Same for all of us. Yes. I think it's most likely
Gross.
for me. I think you two have met each other in real life, so you have some anchors. If that's true, and you haven't like concocted that story to make me believe that you both aren't constructs.
Maybe we're two constructs.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Have you even seen Animalchin move around? Like in video format?
Oh.
No.
He could just be a synthesized voice, you know.
Mm-hmm. But I could be too.
Yeah. I'm on to you, pirate.
You know, I don't think it does really any good to wonder that.
Honestly, it just makes me sad because then Lula's not real.
Are you real? Real, ain't you?
Who's a good kitty?
She's so soft. She's not very happy with me, but
Well,
I love her.
if I'm not, because of the diet, she's on a diet, isn't she?
Yeah, I'm reducing her food even more than what I did before, and she's having a hard time with it. But she'll be all right. She'll get used to it over a couple of weeks and start losing that tum tum of hers, and she'll be a healthy kitty.
She's a fat ass.
She's not. She's not
She looks
enormous.
like she's got a healthy coat.
But she's not losing, like, she's been on this diet now for like 4 or 5 months. And I think she's basically like maintained. So I'm just reducing it by a little bit. I give her like 85% of what I was giving her before. Ahoy, matey. James, we're in Podcastville.
All right, sounds good. Making
Just,
food.
you know,
Welcome.
you're more than
Heads
you.
up.
How you doing?
Good. Just got back from work and making some pot stickers.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. I mean, hell yeah, Big Daddy Jabes.
Thought I heard that right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Pot stickers. No, we're talking about Lula. Are you got her on a science diet?
No, it's just Whiskas, but like just feeding her less.
Roger that. Dude, is she on an intermittent fasting schedule?
No, she eats at the same times I do. We have breakfast together in the morning, and then we have supper in the afternoon, and then at the doubloons toast hour she eats as well.
Hell yeah, brother. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm all about that intermittent fasting times.
Heard it's worked.
Mm-hmm. Without it, I'd be a fatty.
You know what I call intermittent breakfast or intermittent fasting?
Does that have anything to do with breakfast?
Yeah, I mean breakfast.
I call it skipping breakfast because that's basically what it is, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I can eat at noon now. It used to be 1.
Uh-huh.
Now it's noon. And honestly, it's improved my day
Nice.
because I'm moving back when I can eat closer to breakfast.
Oh wow. Do you still eat some
Yeah.
breakfast sometimes at noon?
Well, I mean, yeah, I just eat at noon now.
Nice.
Yeah.
My first meal of the day is always, I used to have 2 pieces of toast and an egg. I cut back to 1 piece of toast and an egg.
1 egg?
Yeah. I'm small. I can't have that many calories.
1 egg is 70 calories, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mr. Chin, you're like, what are you, 5'11"?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 5'10".
I'm
I
5'6".
think I always guess 5'8", man. You're 5'6"?
Tiny.
Oh, that doesn't make you any less
No,
of a
but like
person or anything.
I never said it did. Thank you for making sure that I'm okay with that. I'm fine.
Good. I'm glad. I wouldn't want you to be any other way.
Yeah. The fact that
Somebody talking about my Papa Silver, how tall he is, I'll get him.
it's fine. I'm not insecure about it in the slightest.
Okay.
But
I don't.
anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and now that I need a ton of calories from protein, I have to make sure I'm getting all those. So, I eat like if you include a protein shake, I eat 4 meals a day. So that's just my first meal.
When I was on a diet,
What's
I
that?
I would eat a apple for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucking wrecked me.
Really? Why?
I think it was just easier to not eat anything
Yeah.
than it was to eat something and be like, oh,
Well, it's kind of acidic, you know.
Well, it's like it's just that like I think if I felt like it made me more hungry. An apple is like less than 100 calories,
Right.
so it's not really like you're eating like a lot of food,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I think it made it worse.
I just pour water on it.
I like having something first thing in the morning. It makes me like I do wake up.
Having nicotine.
I wake up feeling hungry, and like the first thing I do is I make an egg and a piece of toast, and that carries me through the whole morning. And then I don't eat again until 4:30. That's when I have my big meal.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's
I
usually
mean,
like
that doesn't sound bad.
no, that's like that's usually like probably 700-800 calories. Then I have my protein shake, and then I have doubloons toast in the evening. Fantastic.
It sounds nice.
I like my
I mean, it
diet.
sounds. I mean,
I'm happy with my diet now.
it sounds like less than what I would eat, but taller.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to flaunt that, but I
Look,
don't
like,
understand it.
Actually, no, you fucking get up and go a lot. But like, I don't know. My job, there's a lot of standing.
Mm-hmm.
That just
Yeah.
naturally burns calories.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I will make
Science.
when I'm like unemployed, and I will eat the same amount that I eat when I'm employed, but I'll get fatter when I'm unemployed because all I'm doing is sitting down.
Right. That makes
Now that
sense.
you're working like 3 days a week, is that happening again?
Not really. I only cut 4 hours of work time out of my work week,
Okay.
It's not like I cut a whole bunch of it out, but
Far out.
far fucking out, man.
Oh yeah.
Far fucking out.
Have we said it all?
Did I give a poor life decision? I think last week's episode, which I kind of want to release after this one.
Sure.
It doesn't make any sense continuity wise.
Balls in your court. What are people gonna do? Riot?
Probably. Is our continuity? I need a timeline. Now I'll put it out in the timeline. That makes sense. I just have to watch it all.
We'll get there.
I don't know. I don't even know if that counts as a poor life decision.
We don't, dude. If we're gonna do 1,000 episodes of this podcast, we're gonna run out of poor life decisions. We don't have to do a poor life decision every week.
Well, I don't think I'm going to run out of poor life decisions anytime
Dude,
soon.
you know anything about his life?
Well, if that's the case, then what do you got?
I'm just trying to think of one that I want to actually say out loud. See, that's my problem. Like, there's so many that I don't want to say some.
Mm-hmm.
There was a nice lady at the grocery store today. Kept walking by, playing with her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't see what her face looked like, because of the mask mandate. But I wish I would have said something to her, and I didn't.
What would have you said? You could take it back.
Hey, want to take masks off together?
Oh, nice pooper, man.
That's my line.
I didn't even look. I was just into the eyes.
Classy. Very classy.
I'm a man of many tastes. Looked like she had a nice pooper, but I didn't really pay attention. Nice pooper, ma'am. How can you be offended? All I said, it was a compliment followed by ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your posterior is divine.
Wow. You know what? Maybe I don't have a poor life decision other than that.
Nice,
You
did
maybe
it.
that's a good thing this week.
Did it. And with that,
No petty grievances?
oh yeah, do you have
Nothing?
any petty grievances this week, Animalchin?
I don't know. Petty grievances.
What are you angry about this week?
Angry about this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not really. It's the only grievance I can think of, and it seems like a really fucking dumb one.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't know. I'm gonna have like nothing to do at work tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking sit there.
You're
Guess
mad about
puzzles.
gravy time.
Guess
And
puzzles,
yeah,
dude.
and be on my fucking phone getting dunked on by chess puzzles and fucking browsing Reddit, going to the same just browsing it.
You gotta
I
get
don't
to
know.
Guys
13. You gotta get
complaining
to
about gravy
1300.
time.
Get to 1300, dude.
I dropped off the points today, I think. I dipped below 1100.
Oof. Oofsters.
Get good, kid.
I think I did make it past, like, up above 1100 after, but, like...
I challenged like
Still.
a million people to 24-hour games. Wonder how many people accepted. Oh, Justin accepted. Doc accepted.
I did?
Think so.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm playing it.
When?
Oh wait, you sent this challenge 2 hours ago. He doesn't. You haven't accepted.
Okay, well, I'll check into it.
But yeah. Anyway, before I start playing chess
Yeah,
on
no.
stream,
Yeah.
uh,
No, I think that's good. I think that's good.
I think
You know, it didn't seem like it was off the rails. I haven't completed watching last week's episode. It was bad. It wasn't bad. It was just I feel a lot of shame about it.
it's all right. Shame isn't a bad thing.
It's just a new feeling for me.
Shame is the feeling of learning. Like embarrassment in that way.
Remember when they walked Cersei down the streets naked? And they
Yeah.
rang that bell and then they said shame.
I remember.
That wasn't
Anybody else get a boner off that?
Dude,
No.
that wasn't her. That wasn't the actress. That was somebody else. Body double.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would she
Doubt
not do it?
I think she was out of the country or sick or something. I forget what. But like
Yeah, I'd be out of the country or sick too.
Right.
But
I went to a coffee shop today and I took too long in the bathroom and I heard like a camera snap while I whipped my wiener out.
But dude, I felt bad for her in that scene. The whole shame thing.
I mean,
That would
she
be
was
Why?
she's an actress.
What?
Did you feel bad for the actress or for the character? Okay.
No, the actress.
But it wasn't even her.
Yeah. So
They
somebody
deep faked it.
they fucking and then they got paid $0. Like
Wait, what? The actress got
I
paid
don't know.
$0?
I'm guessing like the body double or whatever that they got for that made significantly less money than the actual Cersei actress.
Sure.
I don't know. You don't think they paid her for her TNA time?
Not like,
Like we're gonna show your TNA on HBO, so like you don't think they threw a couple of shekels or whatever?
did, but probably not as much as like I don't know. Probably not what it's worth.
The sexual stuff in that show is pretty weird, really. Like the story could have done without it.
I don't know. I sort of liked some of it. You see new hottie female, and then like
I guess I'm thinking
with-
specifically about like the sexual violence.
Divine posterior, ma'am.
but I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, there was.
I also felt really.
shit.
I also felt really weird when Arya showed her body off. She was like 10 years old when that show started, you know?
Forgot about that.
I found that really weird.
I don't remember
That
that.
was weird. Like you watch somebody grow up and then it's just like, here's their tits.
Yeah, no, yeah, she definitely showed
Did
up.
she go full nude in that?
I think it was kind of close to full frontal. I'm not gonna Google it.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, please
never
don't.
saw
Like, I don't want to
Arya.
see it.
Yeah, you did. It was in the last
Yeah,
season.
you did.
No, you didn't.
This guy blocked
100
it out, and
yeah.
rightfully so.
Did you watch the final season, Animal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arya
If you
got naked.
didn't, skip it. I mean, it's a closing.
No, you didn't.
What? Are you serious? Arya was
Well, if
naked.
anybody here- Yeah, if anybody's gonna Google it, it's gonna be you, because I don't want that on my computer.
Whatever. It's fine.
But 100% she did, and because I very clearly remember that scene. And I very clearly remember feeling very awkward about it.
Yeah. So
Well,
seeing
anyways.
your little sister naked.
Right.
Not that I've had a little sister or seen her
But
naked.
I know what you mean by that. It's like it's like somebody that you watched grow up. It's like someday if I go back and see like season 1 where she's like 10 years old, and then all of a sudden it's like, ugh, like now I have to think about the fact that I've seen that 10-year-old. I mean, it's like I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels weird.
Feels weird talking about it. Come on, man.
Yeah, it feels weird. Anyway, and with that,
hey, thanks for joining us for the Poor Life Decisions podcast.
Thank you for watching.
Good night and good luck.
Follow us on Twitch. I'm on Twitter at SilverDoubloons.
I'm
Instagram, same.
I think Instant Grandma is at Doc Phipps, PHIPPS, DOC at the beginning. I don't know the other thing. Twitter. I'm on Twitter.
I don't really post on Twitter.
Dude, I got a sick YouTube channel. Check me out at X. I run these streets. I got a Call of Duty video from MW2 like
Hell yeah.
Commentary,
it's pretty fucking sick.
Dude, you ever drop the nuke?
Dude, we
got a nuke drop on there.
We got views on those videos, dude. People were desperate for that content back then.
Yeah, dude.
You remember that? Like, we actually had a lot of views on our commentary videos.
There was
nice.
Well, yeah. I had like
you should do it on some other game.
I had over 1,000 views on one of them.
Yeah, I did too. Like, I had that montage that I uploaded that had like, I think that might have had like 5-figure views. Then they took the music off of it because it was copyrighted music. This was back in the Wild West days of YouTube, baby, where you could just do anything.
X, I run these streets. Let's see, videos sort by most popular. Oh, 780. That's because my other one is.
I can't remember what my YouTube channel was. I'm curious now.
My highest for my other channel, I had 3K views.
Dang.
3,038, dude.
Oh, dude, mine was B Diddy 910. Here it is. Sort by most popular. Black Ops SMG Recoil Guide had 2.2K views. Modern Warfare 2 montage. Oh, it only had 807 views. I remembered that wrong. For some reason, I thought that had a ton.
Dude, where's the video of you falling off of high rise, getting a kill? And
oh, this one. This is a good one. Pretty sick round-winning kill. It's on the stream right now.
I can't. Hear me laugh in it. Fuck yeah. That's my terrible voice.
Dude. That game was so much fun. Then the hackers came and ruined it all.
Somebody came in and started cheating.
We got the Dodge serum.
Me and Donnie quit Warzone tonight because we were up against an aimbotter. The guy just slaughtered us both. We watched him. He had 22 kills. And then we watched him snipe a guy in tower after he 180'd him. It was fucking super obvious. Oh man, the cheaters are just the worst. Cheaters are the worst. I just can't, because you're not even. What are you doing? You're not even playing the game. You're watching it.
Yeah. Basically,
it's so
dumb. Gotta get my KD up, bro.
You're not doing anything.
How to inflate my KD?
I don't get it, but it's still a problem. It's a damn shame.
Is it griefing? Is it just why?
It's just ruining the experience for everyone else. For I don't even I struggle to imagine I think my understanding is what a lot of cheaters say is well, everyone else is cheating, so I have to cheat to stay competitive, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've heard it's a lot of like, I spend all day at my job, relax. But these 12-year-olds, they spend all their day playing these games, and I don't like losing, so I just cheat. I buy the cheats.
Jesus. That is
Fuck
sad.
'em. Fuck them.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
'em.
Fuck those 12-year-old. Oh,
You cheated anything. Dude, you're not. I don't care. You're not welcome back in that space until you've apologized, atoned.
how do you
Like-
atone for cheating?
I think you gotta do it. Like you gotta apologize and like say why it's wrong, and say what you learned.
I'm sorry I got caught.
Right, and if somebody says that shit or something like that, you fucking they're not welcome. They're not welcome back in that space anymore. Cheating is not acceptable.
I forget what game it was, but anytime they caught somebody cheating, they would take them to this exclusive server of only other cheaters.
Nice.
I know that's what League of Legends does, but with
Really?
toxic people.
They have a toxic league? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You get stuck in like you get.
It's a toxic queue, and I've been in it. It's great.
Thank you for piping up there, James.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think you'd be in there, Animalchin? Do you think you'd be in the toxic league? You fucking
I'm not that
corrosive.
toxic. People.
So didn't Dota have that?
I could tell you.
All right. Well, I think we should end the
All right.
podcast there. Thank you very much for everyone who watches. No, I think it's cool. Like, I don't know. It's just cool that like anybody would want to hear what we have to say. That's insane, you know. So thank
Why
you.
not?
Thank you to those people who do. We appreciate
Now
you.
give us your money.
Nobody has to give us any money. If you want to, we have
You don't have to.
We have a Patreon now, right? Is that
I
true?
think so. Like, I signed up for it, and I put all their images on it, I think. Like, it's up and running.
Wow.
As far as I can tell.
Check in the link check in the description for the link.
Yeah, I'll get it in post. I'll check it in post.
Good night, everyone. Sleep well.
Yeah, me.
Thank you, Animalchin and James, for being here.
Thanks.
No problem.